Shush! It's time for The Shelf. Whangarei District Libraries Radio on Beagle Radio. Oh!
Welcome to The Shelf, a radio show for Whangarei District Libraries on 88.1 FM. Welcome. Haere mai.
Kia ora. And also 88.1, but also streaming on Beagle Radio wherever you are, which is beagleradio.co.nz. Welcome along. My name's Glenn, and Andy with me in the house today.
Hello.
And we've got a bit of a mixed show. We've got talking about what we've been reading. We're going to delve into some different genres that you'll find at the library, and we're talking Welcoming Week, among other things.
That's right. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. We're going to start with what we've been reading.
And what have you been reading, Glenn?
Okay, well, I've been reading the Whangarei Fringe Festival program. It's come out this week. We've got copies available in the library.
I got to see it, yeah.
Yeah, and we're here at 116 where there's lots of copies available too. So if you haven't heard, the Fringe Festival starts September 27th, goes for a couple of weeks until October 13th. There's heaps and heaps of events, more than 100 events happening during that time at 25 venues across the more than 2 weeks. And at the library, we've got some different cool events happening in and around the library. And so been reading through this big program.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to list them off. You'll have to check out the program or online for more details. And we'll have all of this up on our website shortly. And we'll share it online on Facebook. But we've got the mobile library. We're turning that into a bit of a dance party location for it's called the Light Up the City event down at Putahi Park. It's going to be mobile library micro rave. So we're going to have the coloured lights on inside, dress ups if you want. People can come along and have a bit of a boogie on the mobile library.
All right.
Yeah, that's a family event. We're going to have a night library where we're going to open the central library up in the evening from 6:30 till 10. Range of different low-key activities, music, some book reading. The cafe is going to be open. We've got an event for children and families called Early Birds and Bookworms, where we have an actor and a musician are going to be bringing children's books to life.
Oh.
That would be cool. Dragons in the Library is happening. That's for board gaming people who like things like Dungeons and Dragons. That's going to be happening, as is the Human Libraries returning. That's where
nice.
People... Have you ever been to one of those Human Library events?
No, I've missed them.
Well, this is your chance. So that's where people themselves become books, and you can go and talk to a human book and find out their story. That's really interesting and enlightening.
Okay, I'll have
Highly
to check
recommend
it out.
There is Kaituhi author and writer talks going on one day Saturday, on one of the Saturdays. And finally, we've got a musical performance for all ages in the children's room, Jerry and the Elephant Tree. So that's at least 7 different library-related things. So it should be a busy couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so check out that program if you haven't seen it already. And what have you been reading there, Andy? You've been probably reading more than just a brochure.
No, I've been reading a novel.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But this is a novel that I would like to recommend to others, even though I have just started it. The book is called The Gods of Tango by Carolina de Robertis. She is also the author of The Invisible Mountain, which is one of my favorite novels. So, and I really mean that when I say it. Well, The Gods of Tango is a historical fiction book. It's about a girl who is traveling from Italy to Argentina to meet her husband in the very early 20th century. And she brings with her a violin passed down to her by her father. And her father says that the violin was once played by the King of Naples in either the 1400s or the 1500s. And whether or not that's true, it's still a great story. But that book is called The Gods of Tango, and I've just started it, and I'm hooked.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me about this other book, The Invisible Mountain, by the same author, Carolina de Robertis. What makes that your favorite book ever?
Oh, great story. I read the book while I was living in Uruguay in 2017, and Well, the book takes place in Uruguay. It it takes place right at the beginning of the 20th century, and the story follows a family throughout the 20th century, from the era of tango music to the economic boom, and then to the country's descent into economic trouble and dictatorship. And it follows the family through the worst of this decade. And in the book, The Invisible Mountain, there are regular references to streets that I have walked on, or a park, or a neighborhood. And in fact, in the book, I believe they live in a neighborhood where there was once a notorious prison for political prisoners, but now it's a shopping mall.
What's that? What language? Is it a translated book, this one, or is it written in English straight out?
It was written in English. Carolina de Robertis was born in the United Kingdom, but her family fled Uruguay, and I think she's also an American citizen now.
Awesome. Okay, so we were talking there about the book Invisible Mountain, but the book you're recommending for today is The Gods of Tango.
That's right.
And I heard a tango reference in both books. Is that correct?
Well, it's very significant, that music style. So I want to just play a sampling of one of the most famous and recognizable tango pieces ever written. It's called La Comparsita by Gerardo Matos Rodriguez, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. It was first performed in Uruguay, not Argentina.
Was that is tango most commonly thought of associated with Argentina?
That's right, but Argentina and Uruguay are very similar, like cousins almost, in terms of history and culture.
All right, we're going to play the song, and should we dance at the same time?
Oh, definitely. It's very difficult, though.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, this is La Comparsita.
Well, that's very evocative music there. We're enjoying that.
Yeah. So that's what tango music sounds like, and that's probably the most famous tango piece, La Comparsita. It's been in movie soundtracks, and also I believe it's a very difficult song to dance to as well. When I was living in Uruguay, I took dance lessons, actually, and tango music is very difficult to do, especially if your instructor does not speak English.
Yeah.
And my Spanish was very limited.
Right. What is that the only dance you tried, or did you try other ones?
No, just tango.
Just tango. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But that song has many different versions. There's even lyrics to the song that were written later on. So if you are interested, look it up on YouTube. I just streamed that song from Wikipedia because it's public domain now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I find that kind of, like I said, evocative but mysterious, and that kind of segues into our next discussion, which is about genres.
Oh, definitely.
Did you want to explain about the genres in the library? I mean, most people who come to the library might be familiar with this, but possibly not.
Okay, definitely. In our library, we use stickers to indicate that a book is of a particular genre because some people just love mystery novels or romance. Some people really like fantasy or science fiction. And then, of course, there are many books that are just general fiction and are hard to fit into a category. And that just makes these books much easier to browse. So if you want to hop to a mystery, you can find it. The mystery sticker looks like a magnifying glass. Romance looks like a heart, of course. And short stories are labeled with a short story sticker, but that's not really a genre.
Yeah.
And science fiction has a planet.
Like the planet with the ring around it, like Neptune or something like that.
Saturn.
Saturn.
Yeah.
All right. Western. Western has
Western
a cowboy
has a
hat.
cowboy hat. Christian has a fish.
Yep. Fantasy has a dragon.
That's right.
Classics. Does that just say the word classic?
It has an egg timer on it. Although
That's right. It does too. An egg timer.
yeah,
Why? I don't even know why. Okay. Sea stories. They have an anchor.
that's right. And what else?
Okay. Erotic fiction.
Oh, has a fishnet stocking.
Yeah. Pink fishnet
Can't
stocking.
miss it.
And okay. Quick quiz here for you. What does the New Zealand book have?
Kiwi.
Kiwi, yeah. So you probably beat us if you're listening in that answer. So we thought we'd talk about, and anything without a sticker is presumably just a general book.
Yeah, general fiction. The nonfiction section has stickers too, but I think I'll talk about that at a later date. That's a new category.
So we do this to make it easier for people, as Andy says, to find books. And we thought for a fun challenge, we're going to song match. We're going to come up with different songs. Or are you going to talk about something else first?
Yeah, actually, I was going to talk about how we came up with this.
Oh, there you go. I'm jumping ahead. You go.
That's all right. On this show, we often talk about what we are reading, but today let's also talk about what other librarians are reading. I conducted a survey of our library staff last week and asked everyone what their favorite fiction genre is. The sample was small, only 17 participants, but we have a small staff, of course. The choices were romance, horror, mystery, historic fiction, science fiction, fantasy, general fiction, maritime, western, and Maori fiction. And these choices were largely based on the stickers that we just discussed that label different genres. So the mystery book with the magnifying glass, the fantasy books with a dragon, for example. The limitations of the survey include, there was a small sample size. There is also a loose definition of general fiction. And also the idea that Maori fiction is not really a genre and can fit into many genres like mystery, historic, romance fiction. But for the results, in the first place, we had a tie. Our staff seemed to really like general fiction and historic fiction. So those two were tied for first place. Second place, mysteries. And in third place, another tie, romance and fantasy. So that's a good sampling of what we are reading. Since historic fiction was in the first place, I just want to say a definition of the term that I read in a book, which was actually in our collection. Quote, historic fiction is fiction based on historical fact using historical or invented characters, or both. And I got that quote from a book called Writing Historic Fiction by Celia Brayfield and Duncan Sprott. And this book is in our collection, and it gives instructions on how to write historical fiction. So that is in the nonfiction collection in the 800 section. And just as a side note, the 800 section of our library contains many books on how to write novels, short stories, plays, screenplays, poetry, and also how to write specific genres such as sci-fi, fantasy, romance, etc. The literary world really needs more talented writers, so my very passionate message to the future writers listening is this. come to the library and check out these books in the 800s section.
How to self-help, self-guided books on how to write a book.
Oh, definitely. There's one I have on my desk, How to Write Realistic Dialogue, which I always struggled with in school.
And yeah, that would be a tricky part, I imagine.
Now, because we've played a tango song and talked about book genres, let's combine music and genre.
Yeah, we'll give this a go. So we haven't discussed this, and we chose 10 of these genres, and we had one rule, as I remember, which I've actually forgotten, but one of our songs has to be a Beatles song. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, I've messed up already, but let's just think quickly. Okay, so we'll start with.
We've made a list of 10 genres that are popular in our collection.
All right. I think I'm ready. So okay, let's start with romance. So, what did you choose for your song to go with the romance genre?
I chose Simply the Best by Tina Turner.
Oh, that's nice.
And I like the collab she did with Jimmy Barnes. Was it? Yeah. I like both versions.
Interesting. Yeah, that was huge, that song, when she combined with Jimmy Barnes.
Yeah.
That was actually, she used to come and sing at the NRL, the Australian Rugby League.
Oh, wow.
Grand, at least, or was it just Jimmy Barnes? I'm pretty sure that was the theme song for a couple of years there in the 90s of Aussie Rugby League, NRL.
So the idea here is if Simply the Best was a title of a book, I think it would be a romance novel by Tina Turner.
All right. Well, for romance, I chose a song that I'm obsessively listening to at the moment called "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow" by Carole King.
Okay.
Yeah. Oldie. You don't know that one?
Maybe I've heard it.
It was.
Maybe it's one of those songs.
She was a songwriter from the '60s, basically,
Okay.
and onwards. She wrote that song when she was a songwriter, in a building writing songs, and it got released and recorded, I think, like in the kind of Phil Spector era of girl bands, early 60s. But then this version I really like is her own version from her own record in the late 60s or early 70s.
Okay. And the next category is science fiction.
Yeah. All right. You go first.
So I chose the song Grandma's Rocket Poem by Troy Kingi. So I feel if that were a book, it would definitely be in the science fiction section. It's a beautiful piece. Have you heard it?
No, maybe. Is that off the album? Which album do you know? Is it the Shake Your Skinny Ass to Zygertron or something like that?
That's the one.
That's definitely got a space sci-fi theme going on. So I figured that would be that one.
I thought it was perfect.
Well, I went pretty conventional for this one. I chose David Bowie's Starman.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we were thinking we might get a couple of double ups, like we might think the same thing, but maybe not. All right. What did you choose for fantasy?
For fantasy, I chose The Wizard by Uriah Heep. Gotta add some prog rock. But I became quite hooked on that song about a year ago. In fact, I think I played it on the radio for our first episode, the Lost episode.
The Lost episode, yes. That was the best episode of the shelf ever.
And it's gone.
Yeah. I went pretty obvious. The Battle for Evermore by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, nice. That would have been...
Inspired by Lord of the Rings kind of lyrics, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think Gollum is mentioned a few times.
That's right.
But that was going to be my other choice.
Yeah, I thought we might get a snap on that one, but you've... I realise, I'm struggling to fit my Beatles one in here, but we'll carry on.
For the Western genre, I chose a song I played about 2 months ago, Me and My Uncle by the Grateful Dead.
What is that? What's the link for Westerns for that one?
Well, it's about, the narrator, me and my uncle and I, correct way to say it, are two cowboys traveling around, and the song has card games, it's got shootouts, it's got some pretty malicious things. If this were a Western, I think it would be one of the more grim ones.
Okay, nice. Well, I chose Cool Clear Water by Marty Robbins, and there's a Coen Brothers film that came out a couple of years ago called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
And it's got a great scene of a cowboy on a white horse
Yeah.
singing this particular song.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, mystery. What did you choose for mystery?
It's a Beatles song
Oh, okay.
with mystery in the title.
Magical mystery tour.
That's right.
I missed my chance.
Roll up.
Yeah, roll up. That was a good one. I should have thought of that one. I went with the Pink Panther theme by whatever his name, Mancini.
Okay.
Do you know this song?
Oh, yeah, of course. I played that in jazz band when I was a kid.
Oh, did you? Okay, well, it's associated with my favourite detective, Inspector Clouseau.
Yep.
Yeah, Peter
Bumbling-
Sellers' version. is
Bumbling detective. Yep.
Exactly, yeah. So I suppose that would be, because actually even within the mystery genre, there are so many different types of mysteries.
Yes.
You know, there are humorous mysteries, which would be the Pink Panther, but there's also forensic, real grim ones.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie's.
And then the books by the Scandinavian authors that are just very,
Disturbing.
very disturbing. Yes.
All right, what did you choose for your classic?
For the classics, I chose The Raven by the Alan Parsons Project.
What's the Raven link to classics?
It's a poem by Edgar Allan Poe,
Okay.
and I think it contains many, or surely not all of the lyrics, but
Really? Ah.
it's very clearly about the raven. Are you familiar with the poem?
No. Have you read it on the show before?
No, but we read it in school, and we underlined just about every word and dissected it, and I still like it even after all of that.
Okay. Well, that must be good then.
Yeah.
I've gone obvious again. Well, actually, look, under all these categories, I've got more than one. So I'm just,
Sure.
I went Wuthering Heights, Kate Bush.
Okay, yeah, LJ played that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your Raven, it's directly referencing a classic book.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd mention that one. I also had 1984 by Van Halen.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a big fan of that particular track, but it's got some great cheesy Van Halen songs on the album, which is also called 1984.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen to that. I liked the book.
It's the album with Jump. Yeah, I think that the
I know
Van
that.
Halen track 1984 is kind of a synthy instrumental. The rest of the album's not really sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
It's just leotards and jumping and David Lee Roth.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
For the maritime genre, I chose the Mingulay boat song. This is it's a traditional, but I like the version that Richard Thompson did.
The acoustic English guitarist.
That's the guy. Yeah, I love his music. He's so talented.
Yeah. No, I don't know that one. That'll be a good one to play. I chose the sea shanty, The Wellerman.
Okay.
You know that one? That was kind of big hit at primary school a few years ago. Primary school singing it.
Oh, how does it go?
Oh, God. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
All right. Now here's here's our favourite genre, the erotic fiction.
Yes.
You'll notice these, particularly in the romance genre, but throughout the library, in actual fact, with the pink fishnet stocking. What did you get?
I chose Erotic City by George Clinton. And
George Clinton as in the musician.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Parliament Funkadelic, but I
Yeah.
think this was his solo career. And I don't think we should play this one on the radio.
Okay.
But it's a catchy, hilarious song.
Nice. Okay. All right. We won't play that one. I chose one that we could potentially play. Donna Summer,
Okay.
Love to Love You.
All right.
Yeah.
And for the Christian genre, the Christian books are marked by a fish. I chose maybe a bit of an offbeat choice. Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Well, I think all of our choices here are a little bit offbeat.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention two again, just because I can't decide. I went Spirit in the Sky by Norman Greenbaum.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But the other song I love, Sparks, is the band #1 song in heaven.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's an offbeat one. All right. What's your New Zealand? You can find New Zealand books with a Kiwi sticker. What song did you choose?
I chose All Your Ships Have Sailed by Troy Kingi. I hope I'm allowed two Troy Kingi choices.
Okay, well, you'll notice here, you've got two Troy Kingis. I've failed to put in a Beatles song, despite saying that would be one of our, because I forgot. I had one and then I crossed it out. I went completely local. I chose a song called Jockey Scants, a song about underpants by the Whangarei punk band Wave Pig.
Okay.
I thought, well, it's a New Zealand band, a Whangarei band, Wave Pig. They played a show on Saturday night at the bar in town called Beer and Loathing. And I feel like Jockey Scants are a New Zealand thing, but I don't know. Is that an American version of underpants?
Jockey's a brand.
Yeah. Is it worldwide?
Maybe.
Yeah, I did no research about that, but it feels kind of local. So we should play one of these songs.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I'm curious if you can find it about the last song, because I've never heard of it.
The Jockey Scants?
Yeah, keep it local.
Okay, well, let's have a look.
Yeah, let's see
if it's on YouTube. You just talk for a second.
Okay. Well, the idea behind this was both Glenn and I are lovers of music. We thought it would just be fun to match the genres to music. I think I could probably think about 5 titles for a lot of these.
Yeah, well,
but I've compiled a long list that I keep in a Google Doc. I'll refer to it later.
Awesome. Oh, we found Jockey Scants by Wave Pig. It's a proper punk song. It's only 2 minutes long.
Nice.
Here it goes. All right. Well, the computer is doing the thing where it's not playing the song, so we're trying to get it on another computer. And coming up after this song, we're going to be talking about Welcoming Week, which is a community week that's happening right now. Wave Pig is one word, Andy, if you're searching on YouTube, so you might need to make it one word there. Scants is S-K-A-N-T-S.
Oh, okay. Oops.
Yeah.
That looks much better.
All right, let's bring it up here. Let's see if this works. Wave Pig Jockey Scants. Oh, we'll have an ad now come up too, won't we? You can enjoy this ad, everybody, or the silence.
Yeah, what is this ad? I can't tell. Oh, it's a book that's got chips in it and cats eating chips. That's adorable. All right, it's almost done. That was painful.
Jockey scants, warm skin in front of the heater. Oh, my life, it couldn't be sweeter. Hey, let's do something, yeah. Scrub that faces, wash your hair. Rub him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. Rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. Who's the movie drove at the pub? Go yourself up, find some drugs. With no doors or clear sill. Take a blind leap off your windowsill. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. But a rub sit him on the pants, they're my favorite jockey scants. Cause the road said I'm on that pants, they're my favorite jockey scans. Cause the road said I'm on that pants, they're my favorite jockey scans. Cause the road said I'm on that pants, they're my favorite jockey scans. Cause the road jockey scants.
That's Wave Pig with the song Jockey Scants, and that was our choice my choice for a band to match the New Zealand genre.
Yeah, I liked that. It's proper punk rock. 2-minute song, quite fast pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And you can check them out online, and you can catch them next time they are playing in Whangarei or wherever. And you're listening to The Shelf, which is the Whangarei District Libraries radio show on Beagle Radio 88.1 FM. And you can also catch our episodes on our Whangarei District Libraries YouTube channel.
Okay. Have we got time for a quick quiz?
Shall we go into we'll come back to that if we've got time.
Okay. Yeah,
if
let's
that's
do
all right. Because I want to just play some interviews relating to Welcoming Week. This week is Welcoming Week. Welcoming Week runs from the 6th to the 15th September and is an annual campaign that celebrates the work in communities to become welcoming places for all, including immigrants. We've been celebrating Welcoming Week in the library with various events taking place, and yesterday I caught up with some people who have been helping out to put this week of events together. So the first person I spoke with was Vicky Vaida McNabb, who is the Welcoming Communities Coordinator working for the Whangarei District Council. I've got an interview with her and some other people, but the first thing I did was I asked Vicky to describe the Welcoming Communities program that she is a part of. And this is what she said.
Mainly it's an initiative that brings together people with local government councils and communities to make the places we love more welcoming for everyone. So it's about supporting new migrants and international students and former refugees to find their feet and settle well and connect with the local community. It's part of a nationwide initiative, exactly. The Welcoming Communities program is organized by Immigration New Zealand in partnership with the Office for Ethnic Communities and the Human Rights Commission.
Right.
So they started this program in 2017 with a pilot originally for 6 councils, and now it has expanded to 35 councils and 5 local boards.
Wow.
So it's a pretty cool initiative. Just the aim is to enjoy better social outcomes for all, make a stronger community. I guess it's a place where everybody's able to participate and have a voice and be part of the social life, civic life, cultural life, and economic life, of course. And Whangarei started a year ago, and so it's relatively new. Just in May, we signed our agreement to become a committed community. So we have 4 stages of accreditation, being the first one being the signing of to become a committed community.
Yep.
And we signed that with our partners in the program, which are the Hoinga Hapu Collective, New Zealand Police, our multicultural partners, our multicultural Whangarei, multi-ethnic collective, and of course our mayor was signing on behalf of WDC.
This is perhaps a stupid question, but do we have a diverse mix of communities in Whangarei District?
Yeah, it is actually quite diverse and growing. Our multicultural community. In the census that came out, the results just recently, we can see that we have more people from Asia, Middle East, and Africa, Latin America. It's not exponential, but definitely shows a growing pattern. And I guess it also shows that Whangarei is attractive for foreigners, and which is a great thing because we're not growing that fast naturally as a nationwide. The growth rate is not very high. So for regions to grow economically as well, it's a good thing that we get people interested in moving here from different places.
What is Welcoming Week?
Yeah. So Welcoming Week is an annual campaign by the Welcoming Communities program, which basically is about showcasing and celebrating how communities across Aotearoa are working to be more welcoming place for all, including migrants. Because like when we talk about, we're not just talking about people migrating into New Zealand, but migrating within New Zealand, because it's also a bit challenging. Like I lived in Auckland for a number of years before moving to Whangarei until I found my feet here, even though I had been in New Zealand for quite some time. It's not as, you have to find out where the services are, you have to find a community, like how you bring about connecting with people. So it takes some time. So it's good to have this kind of program in place that helps people connecting. And so Welcoming Week is kind of focusing on the great outcomes that we are doing and celebrating the diversity that we have. So we have the library as our main hub, which is a shout out to the cool people at the library.
All right, that was me talking yesterday to Vicky Vaida McNabb from Whangarei District Council about Welcoming Communities Program and Welcoming Week. I then caught up with another District Council employee called Clark, and Clark works as part of the events team and has played a big part in organising the Welcoming Week program this year here in Whangarei. I started by asking her what it has been like organising this program.
It's been a team effort, but yes, so it's the first year that we've celebrated Welcoming Week in Whangarei. It's a new kaupapa and it's celebrated at the same time throughout New Zealand. And so we've had a few different activations happening during this week, starting with Ron Takawa's free workshops at the Whangarei Library here. And an artist talk with him. He's an amazing artist resource that was in Whangarei at the time. And then we had the multicultural event in front of the library, lots of things based in the library. And then we're wrapping up Welcoming Week with Soil and Cultures talk, Back to the Roots, on the last day, which is the 15th, Sunday.
Cool. Now, you mentioned Ron Takawa, so tell me a little bit about what happened with Ron in the library. That was last Friday.
So we made a lot of glittery mess upstairs.
Yeah.
But Ron does a lot of work with people throughout New Zealand, and actually he's been travelling the world doing workshops and is a prolific textile artist, but he's been doing workshops in libraries, which is a little bit more paper-based, so to work within the library, I guess. So we use a lot of glitter paper, and it's about creating your own glitter tiki out of all of the resources he brings. It's really fun, and it's a lot about play and joy and finding some inspiration through artwork, because we often don't take time out to just play with art.
Nice. And there was a pretty good turnout, I think, for Ron on Friday, so that was pretty exciting that we got, because he's a bit of a legend, Ron Takawa, so it was we were fortunate to have him, I think, in the library, putting on a free workshop and talk.
Yeah, so and hopefully we might be able to get him back next year, but yes, so just having him, he was up for the Social Fabrics conference and stayed for a couple of weeks, so we managed to jump in and grab him to do some other workshops in the community.
Well, yes, and so for people who aren't familiar with his work, I say go online, search up Ron Takawa. He makes amazing fabric, textile,
giant quilts. Like most of his quilts are large scale and commissioned, so they're like hang on the outside of buildings 2 stories high and long, and they are giant installations. So he's just a prolific textile, breaks the rules artist.
Nice. Sounds cool. Perfect for a library.
Yeah.
And it was good that he was paper-based in the library. I'd never realised how appropriate that was.
rip things up, cut things up, stick them all together again.
Nice. Now, on Saturday, we had the Multicultural Day, and you were positioned in the mobile library bus out the front of the library. What were you doing there?
So we did a little pop-up installation. So prior to Welcoming Week, we actually got invited a group of international students based at Whangarei Girls High School to hang out at Hihiawa, do another workshop with Ron, and while we were there, we did little interviews with him. Craig from WDC facilitated that as well as Vicky. And so it's just interviewing some young people that have come here on school exchange programs and, asking them what they found welcoming about Whangarei, what attracted them to Whangarei when they can choose anywhere in the world. It was really insightful. So we got little snippets of their stories and photograph portraits of them, and we printed them out on A3 with their stories and just displayed them in a little pop-up exhibition in the library bus. It's a perfect vehicle for showcasing the stories of our newcomers.
Nice. And so you said that was quite insightful to read about people's thoughts?
Well, I think as someone that's grown up and lived in Whangarei their entire life, I'm always interested to see why people choose to make Whangarei their home. And it's a lot of the similar stories. A lot of people love to come here for nature and the beaches. One young girl loves sports, and Whangarei just was like, we've got rugby, we've got all sorts of sports. She now wants to be an international rugby league player. And surfing. And so those are the kind of things that are attracting people. And smaller towns, I think, for students that want to be able to make friends and socialise, a smaller town is more appealing than a larger city. So
interesting. And those portraits that were on display, are there plans to do something else with them? Because people may not have got the chance to see them on Saturday.
Yes, so I'd like to display them in the library, since they are stories of our city, and allow people to be able to view them again.
Awesome, yeah. So check out the library coming in a space somewhere in the library coming soon.
It's coming soon.
Once we figure out where to hang them, we'll put them up. And there's still more to come in this welcoming week. So there's Soil of Cultures happening this Sunday.
So Soil of Cultures is a program that Grace and Charles run, and they have moved to Whangarei, and their story is about connecting Asian culture through gardening and kai. So they've got a really cool little zine that they've formulated and a recipe book, and they share their culture through food, and it's well worth coming to listen to their story.
Awesome. Okay, so that zine people can pick up
at the
library, because there's copies here free, and otherwise it's an artist talk happening in the Maybain room on Sunday morning.
Yes. So check it out on the library website.
That was me talking to Clark from the WDC events team. After I spoke with Clark, I then talked to two more awesome people. I spoke to Ava from the Wings organisation and Suzette from Multicultural Whangarei. They both had a big hand in organising the Multicultural Day event held at our Central Library this past Saturday. As well as talk to them about the Multicultural Day, I wanted to find out more about their organisations and what they do. So I began by asking Suzette to explain about what Multicultural Whangarei does.
So Multicultural Whangarei is a non-profit organization that's situated here in Whangarei. We provide settlement support for migrants and newcomers to the area, so they could be Kiwis as well, but they've moved to the region. We help with English as a second language, so we have classes for that. We have other language classes like Spanish, and upcoming we're going to have Te Reo in term 4. Creative writing. We do support and advocacy for people looking for employment, or if they need help going to MSD or the lawyers. And recently we started a former refugee program here. So we have about 6 refugees that have, I guess they're former refugees now, that have arrived in New Zealand, and we provide a bit of support for them. So yeah, that's what we want.
Thank you, Suzette. So Ava, you're from the Wings organisation.
Yeah, I'm from Wings. Women, people always like things Wings, but it's a Women on International Newcomers Group Social. So it's similar, as you said, like migrant and international women, or women coming from anywhere in New Zealand, just come here, moved to Whangarei, but it's woman because when this organization, non-for-profit organization too, was that found by one Canadian and one U.S. citizen. They came here with husbands, but long time ago, husbands always work and wives at home, so they were lonely. So they found these wings. That's why they call it international, because it's like for international women. And it's 17 years now, this organization doing that. But now we are, because after COVID, so a lot of women come from other places in Whangarei. And we did coffee mornings, we do the book clubs, and we had collaboration with Multicultural and volunteering Northland. So it's what, because we have one office in one building, so we just like touch base each other every day and like helping each other. And the last Saturday it's collaboration between Wings and Multicultural for that Multicultural Day. Yeah.
Well, I've never thought too much about this before, being a person that was pretty much lived here most of my life. But what's the experience you find from people who are coming in? Do people get quite isolated and therefore they need that support? Is that what you find? A lot of people feel that isolation?
Yes. Yeah.
They feel, being homesick is one thing, or you're being far from your family. Coming here, some might be married to a Kiwi partner, and so their family's here. But especially when you have like a baby, when you have children, and that village that raises a child isn't with you to support you, like you might be your mother that might, or your aunties that are there to help you. I think there's a little bit of isolation if you don't really have friends here, if you don't have family. Also, isolation could be because of the language barrier. So, and I guess it's both men and women. I mean, it just depends. Some men come here too. They've left their families back home because of work. They are here. They might have gotten a work visa, and they're sending money back home. But there's isolation because if you don't have friends or your social group, it can be a bit lonely. So yeah. So I think both organizations are here to, whatever we do, we want to create that social surrounding for people, a safe environment for them to come together, to share experiences, to make friends. They might make friends in our offices or centers through programs, but when they leave, that's when we're happy to see them outside with their new social groups and friends. It's beautiful to see. So
nice. I bet it'd be really satisfying when you can make connections for people.
Totally.
It connections too. Like some people come to the hub and talk about their story from home, that they don't want to go home, so they are trying to find asylum visa, and they talk to us. Then we just gave them connections. Maybe you go here and talk to whatever that we refer to them, and then they got something, and then they
come back.
They come
and
back,
and
then so it's about connections too.
Fantastic. So you were both, obviously you've helped co-organise this day that we've had in the Central Library on Saturday just gone, which was Multicultural Day. So for those of us that weren't there on the day, what did we miss? What happened?
Eva, you tell us about performances.
It's for me, just I was organizing the performances, like dancing, because I'm a dancer.
I know you. You're famous. I've seen you dance in the library many times, I think.
That's because Multicultural Day.
Yeah.
So we had some performances from India, from Sri Lanka, and I'm Indonesian, but I represent Middle Eastern dance. And well, they call it belly dance, but it's not about belly. It's about the art. And then what else? Hula, Manaaki hula. That's from Cook Islands and Tahitian dance, and line dancing. Yeah, and Kathak. It's from India too. And we did fashion show for everyone who wants to do to show off their dress from their country. We did that too. Yep. And I think everyone enjoyed. Yeah. So.
And we had food. We had some.
Yeah,
food
we have taste food.
Yep.
So it's like snacks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm so sad I wasn't there
You
to miss the dancing and the food.
Yes.
And it was taking place, was it mostly outside or was it inside and outside?
Yeah.
So we decided to, usually we had planned to have it inside, and then we thought if it's a nice day, it'd be nice to be outside, so that we're not blocking too much of the entrance of the library. However, people were still blocking because the crowd kind of built. But it was nice having it outside. Just the space that's been created is lovely. And yeah, so we just kind of took over the space for 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
And then left.
Excellent.
But it was a great couple of hours of just celebrating.
And just to thank the library to provide us the changing room, whatever it is.
Thank you, Paula.
So because sometimes some performers they need to change in there and change the clothes and then whatever. So that's really helpful.
No worries. Well, thanks for bringing it to the library because we always like it because it makes the library
vibrant.
That's the word. Thank you. And it's part of the community, showing off the community.
It's a great location because I think people arrive, especially like parents with their children, to drop off and pick up books on a Saturday morning, and they don't realize they're like, oh, what's this? And so to see their faces taking part in having this community event that is family friendly, it's good for us to see that.
Yeah.
It's very encouraging and inspiring. So
So the performers were from children to pensioners, so they're like
good range.
Good range.
And that was our wrap up of Welcoming Week, Multicultural Day, and the other events that have been happening. My thanks to Ava, Suzette, Vicky, and Clark for speaking to me.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, a lot of effort put in, so it was a really cool event to have at the library.
Yeah,
a cool range of events. All right, what are you plotting over there, Andy? You're listening to The Shelf, by the way, library radio show.
Yeah, on 88.1 FM, Beagle Radio. I've been plotting to get quizzical.
Mm-hmm. This is worrying for me, but yeah.
I have a quiz here related to our conversation earlier.
Oh, okay, crazy. Right,
So,
you're going to quiz me on what you talked about.
On music in general,
all right.
Music related to books. This quiz highlights some of the literary references in popular music. And if you are listening to this quiz in public and you are wearing headphones, please remember to shout out the answers. In the song Desolation Row by Bob Dylan, there are references to two characters from Shakespeare plays. One of them is Romeo. Who is the other?
Well, surely it would be Juliet.
Well,
trick question.
Let's try, there's Lady Macbeth, Gertrude, Ophelia, or Juliet.
I like the sound of Ophelia.
And that would be right. Forgot the line, though. That song, it's quite involved.
Okay. Oh, well.
But, well done.
Half a point there?
Yep. Full point.
Okay, thank you.
Tom Sawyer is a novel by Mark Twain. It is also a song by which Canadian band?
You're going to have to give me some multi-choice there.
Oh, right. Is it Loverboy, The Guess Who, Crash Test Dummies, or Rush?
Okay, I'm going to go with Rush.
And that is correct.
There was, okay, that's an educated guess. A little bit prog rocky was Rush?
Yeah, very. The Tales of Brave Ulysses is a song by which 1960s British rock band?
Oh, that's by Cream.
That's right. Yeah, that was quick. Steppenwolf is a rock band formed in the 1960s, famous for their songs Born to be Wild and The Magic Carpet Ride. Steppenwolf is also a novel written in German by which author?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Is it Hermann Hesse, Thomas Mann, Günter Grass, or Ernst Jünger?
They all sound like such good German names.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go for Herman.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Hermann Hesse.
Okay.
He wrote, he also wrote Siddhartha, which is a great book.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What did I get to? Oh, okay. Look, I've swept it.
Yep.
Swept it. I've surprised myself. Oh, hang on. We're playing some applause for me.
Yeah, well, applause, everyone. Applause.
Yeah, well, and hopefully you did get to chip in and shout if you're listening on headphones.
Yeah, shout the answers at the top of your lungs if you're in a quiet building, especially, or on the bus.
Awesome.
Make folks know that you are a character.
Yeah, do it. Do it. All right, well, we might wrap it up there, Andy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's been fun.
It has been, and thank you especially to 116 for letting us use their studio for Beagle Radio on 88.1 FM.
Yeah, actually, I would say a couple more things.
Yeah, definitely.
I mentioned the Fringe Festival coming up. There's programs out for that, so get amongst that. There's so many good things happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a chance for Whangarei to really come alive for those 2 weeks with lots of shows, such a variety of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really worth making the most of it when it comes to town. And the other thing happening, we've got some events coming up in the next week or two in the library. It's going to be Te Wiki Aotearoa Māori. We've got some stuff happening around that. And the Silver Festival, which is events and programs. It's like a festival of things for older people.
That's right.
So all the info's up on our library website. Some cool things happening in the library in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I've had many customers comment to me about Silverfest. They all say it looks like it's a very packed event. There are a lot of things to do.
Yeah, it's true. One of the things we're going to try for the first time is have drop-in tech help sessions for seniors. So
Yes.
people will often come to the library and need help with all sorts of things related to tech, from how to use their phone to how to download an ebook, how do we, what else can you imagine?
Well,
how to use a word processor.
yeah, how to type an email. But we help customers with these tasks often, so we will be ready.
Yeah. So, check out the online space, and also posters up in the library about all that sort of stuff. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, everyone, for tuning
Thank you,
into
Glenn.
the shelf.
Thank you, everyone.
And remember, you can check it out on YouTube. Whangarei District Libraries YouTube channel. We put all the episodes up there.
Ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi. Ka kite.